Manchester United not done yet. Words from Fabrizio Romano, then backed up by David Ornstein, both of whom was the ones that broke us the news earlier on that Youri Tielemans has become Manchester United's second midfield signing of the summer transfer window. A bolt from the blue, surprise to everybody, but everyone seems happy. Manchester United are getting on with business and now moving quickly after a poor start to the window. But what happens next? Now that the two so-called, or as many people see them, low-hanging fruit types of signings, the easier ones to make at the cheaper prices. What happens next? Who's the big one? Because we are talking Manchester United moving there next. From what Romano has said and what Ornstein has said, we've got all of that coming in the show. This people's opinions on Andre Santos, who was officially announced as a Manchester United player by the club this afternoon. We're going to get through that as well, get your opinions on this. But straight away, as you can see, if you are live with us, I've got a poll running up right now. And that is all on the next signing for Manchester United. Which midfielder will United sign next? You have 4 options in there because YouTube only allows you to use 4. So we could have gone through a massive list of players and you listen to the transfer rumours this summer so far. But here are my 4 for you to pick from. So get involved in that poll, everybody. 500 people already have done. And we've only been going for just over a minute anyway. But which midfielder will United sign next? Manu Kone, Alex Scott, Carlos Baleba, or someone we haven't considered? I say that because, let's be honest, we didn't see Andre Santos and Youri Tielemans being the first 2 names through the door at Manchester United this summer, did we? Nobody did. And I don't care who you are or what you thought United should have done and who you thought was going to be available. You didn't see them 2 coming. No one did. But that's what we've got right now. We've got youth, we've got future, we've got experience, and we've got know-how. That's them 2 signings right there for me. What happens next, though? This is what is being discussed now already, and that's what excites me the most. It excites me that this isn't just what Manchester United are going to do now. I've listened to a few people this afternoon. I've read quite a bit. I've had some private conversations. Everyone's thoughts on this transfer and where United are actually at right now are pretty similar. Like the majority and the general consensus is extremely happy. Very, very good signing for Manchester United. And obviously that gives us the experience factor that we lack in the majority of the transfers that we've been looking at. And look, I laid out a list this morning in terms of different transfers that Man United could make. And Youri Tielemans was not on my list. And I named 8. And then bringing off a couple of others after that. So I had at least 10 this morning that United could go for. Tielemans was nowhere near this list. Manchester United now, though, when you look at it and where we're at, we have got that sort of depth now that we've been looking for. Does Tielemans start every game? No. Does Santos start every game? No. Manu doesn't. I said this morning. The big thing about these transfers, the big thing about what United have got right now is they're working on a rotational system. There is never going to be a definite 2-man midfield. Now, like I said, I was listening to other people before and I was listening and I tuned into TalkSport for a bit just to gauge the actual sort of vibe. But honestly, look, you all know I've done stuff on TalkSport before, but my God, they are miles off it. I don't know if it's because they were over in New York and they're reporting on things, but they didn't even know that Ederson had been turned away for Manchester United. They're talking about Man United having Ederson, Santos and Tielemans and how poor the midfield is. And this is live radio. So much has happened so quickly at Manchester United. You still...
In relation to Rashford, the update is from Romano. And he said this: after England's return from the World Cup, Marcus Rashford will hold direct conversations with Michael Carrick. Rashford has already confirmed his availability to start pre-season with Manchester United, confirming earlier reports. While he will join the club for pre-season, any incoming transfer proposals will be considered by both Rashford and United. Excuse me for the yawn. So, I mean, look, I think that will... On Kone and Camavinga, by the way, 70% of you would go for Kone over Camavinga. Thank you very much for that. The reason I tell you that is I do just want to knock another interactive poll in for you. Should Rashford be back next season? Yes or no? Get in the chat. So, by the sounds of it, Rashford will have a holiday after the World Cup. I think that's 3 weeks. Obviously, England are guaranteed to be playing at the weekend, whether they lose to Argentina on Wednesday or not, because it's a third place game. So the holiday starts from a week today, I suppose, the 20th, which is therefore 3 weeks, isn't it? So you're looking at being back in training around about the 11th of August, which I think is the week before the season starts. Let me just double check that one. Maybe it's 2 weeks, actually. 22nd of August we start, so yeah, you come back on about the 11th of August and you'd have about a week and a half before the start of the season. Okay, so by the time Rashford comes back to Manchester United to actually turn up smiling with his boots under his arm and train with his teammates, you're going to be about 3 weeks away from the end of the window. It's a weird one. You know, it's a weird one, and we haven't spoken about it for a bit. If Rashford stays, we won't buy a winger. We probably won't buy a forward. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? If Rashford stays, he probably starts on the bench on 325 grand a week. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? If Rashford stays, he's staying because there's nowhere else to go. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?